Mr. Moore, what is your take on why the rich keeps getting richer and the poor remains poor?
Well, for one thing, inflation, everything is so expensive these days. It's just hard to just to keep your head above water. And I guess for so many years, most of us have lived beyond our means. We spend more than we make. But I think that's where the system's designed to get you in debt and keep you in debt. And with technology always bringing out new stuff, as soon as you buy one thing, it's old and outdated, and we feel like we need to keep up with the Joneses, as they say. You know, we always want the latest and the newest things in fashions and technology, and you know, it's just, it takes more and more money to do that. But I think it goes back to when we're young. You know, we're not taught to save. We give our kids everything they want. You know, oftentimes, why do they need $200 pair of gym shoes and they already got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the closet? You know, that's just an example. Heck, what do I know? I know it's tough though. It's tough to just to maintain right now. I wish I knew the answer. I wish I could get all the clutter out of my life and get my finances in order. But it is what it is.
So do you think it is a ploy for the government to keep us poor?
I don't know that it's the government. It's just that corporate greed, I think, is at the heart of it all. Not so much the government. It's just corporate greed. They just never seem to have enough money. They're just looking for every means they can to squeeze, you know, more of our dollars out of our pockets. It's just the rich get richer. They just, I mean, it's like a game to them, I suspect. They just want to see how much money they can make. I don't contribute it to the government per se. I mean, there are probably individuals in the government that are guilty, because several of them are rich. I mean, congressmen, they are all the time giving themselves increases in pay and vacations and nice retirement settlements. And what do they give the public? I mean, they bailed all these banks out, and the auto industry, which I believe was probably a good thing, but the banks and all these other companies that go under, and they give all the executives these bonuses and whatnot. I mean, the whole system is corrupt. Where it starts and ends, I only wish I knew.
So you're saying it's a mentality, the mentality of the poor, the mentality of the rich to remain in the state that they are in.
Nobody wants to stay poor if that's the state they're in. We just want to live a comfortable, decent life. I mean, I don't really care to be rich, but I just want to be able to maintain what I have and to just pay a fair price for things like the housing industry. You know, for instance, we bought our houses at what we thought were fair prices at the time, and then boom, you know, housing values dropped 20-25%, and now you can't sell your house for what you owe on it. How can you prepare for that kind of thing? I mean, I don't know.
What do you think it is going to take for this generation to, because you want your kids to be better off than what you are, but with the mentality of the kids buying these $100 gym shoes and have to have the latest fashion. What do you think our future holds for the next generation?
It don't look good. That's for sure. I mean, all you can do is try and instill in your children, a sense of living below their means, not spending every dime that they make, and saving and investing for the future. I mean, all you can do is try. Uh, they're gonna do their own thing ultimately, but I do believe we have spoiled our kids, buying them all the clothes and the gadgets and whatnot, and I just don't think we teach our children the value of saving a dollar. You know, the paying yourself first, and paying your bills, and then putting some away.
Let's get to another aspect of the poor. The Bible talks about the poor and the rich. So I know in one, I can't remember the verse, but in one verse talks about rich man will not see the kingdom of heaven. Why do you think that is? That was a verse in the rich, because God told the rich man to give up everything that he had, and he wouldn't do it. Why do you think that was?
I guess because to model Christ had nothing but the clothes on his back. He had no possessions. And in that example, I believe that in order to model Christ, you would have to give up all your earthly possessions, ultimately or figuratively, because you can't take anything with you when you die. So I think that's just what it was trying to illustrate, is that you have to be willing to give up, your earthly possessions, and we cling to our things, and we're always wanting more and new things. That's just the way society is. It's just counter to what Christ's example was.
Just a few more questions. Also, it says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Is that what you're saying about giving up all your worldly goods? Explain that, please.
I think that speaks to the heart, the condition of someone's heart, and uh, their attitude towards their fellow man, and seeing their fellow man in a condition, not so good condition, and being willing to give what they got to try and improve the living conditions of their fellow man. I think that's about more of your
Okay.
mental thing.
We're embarking on Christmas, and I know in our family we don't do like we used to do, all the gifts and stuff. So what would you do if you could? I know we're pulling names now, but you talked about something last week or so, what you would rather do than to give gifts, because we don't need anything.
I think Christmas is a big farce. It's not one of my favorite times of year. I think it's too commercialized. Like I say, why do you need to buy grown folks gifts? I mean, I just don't like doing it. But it's just so custom. It's custom and customary thing to do. Buy grown folks gifts. I mean, if you treat people like you should throughout the year, why is it necessary? Even if you love them, if you love them, you treat them correctly all through the year. So why do I need to go out and spend $300, $400, $500 at Christmas time just to show you I love you? I mean, it's a big farce. It's gotten so far away from the true meaning of Christmas is supposed to be about the birth of Christ, but it's gotten so far away from that. You know, we go in debt year after year, buying more junk. And if you look around your houses, most of us, I mean, that stuff's in the closet a week later, a month later, you know, it don't even work, or they don't even, not even interested in it no more. And then the stuff that people buy us, you know, we don't really want or use most of the time. I mean, it's just a big farce, in my opinion. I would rather pool money and help somebody who's really in need. You know, be it with food or be it buying toys for their children. But as far as getting me something for Christmas, I don't even like participating. Haven't for some time now.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Moore, for your time. I do appreciate it. I do know that as things are getting worse and worse in the society, it don't like it's going to be any better in the next couple of years to come. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And now you can go golfing.